What was this all about? Was my life only a dream?
Not a dream, a prison of your own making. Your mind wove the walls with beliefs and prejudices. Yet even this prison was a classroom, meant to shape your evolution.
Where did I go wrong? What was my mistake? Why did I suffer so much?
You lost yourself by becoming a consumer, feeding on what already exists, on material pleasures and borrowed information, instead of becoming a creator, shaping something new and passing forward your uniqueness. But here's the irony. At your core, you are both the creator and the very act of creation, the spark from which everything arises.
That's hard to swallow. Do you expect me to believe such an outrageous claim, that I, a fragile human bound by mistakes and weakness, could be the creator, the very God himself?
A sharp remark, but let's stay logical. Tell me, were you born inside creation, or did you come from outside it?
Obviously, I was born inside the creation.
Then how can you claim separation from its essence? To be born inside creation is to carry the Creator's seed within yourself.
Alright, let's leave aside this creator-creation puzzle for a moment. I admit my mistake, I was born to create, but I drowned myself in consumption. Yet, you called life a school. Isn't that ironic? A school without a teacher, what kind of school is that?
You have misunderstood me. Every life is assigned with two of the greatest teachers. They were walking beside you from birth until the body's last breath, teachers who guide you back when you stray.
Strange. I don't recall meeting such teachers after my graduation.
That's because you didn't recognize them. They weren't in classrooms or robes, they were etched into your very experiences. Those two teachers are pain and suffering. Pain knocks at your body to warn, change your habits, change your ways, change your food. And suffering whispers to your mind, you are in resistance to the natural flow. It is the alarm bell that your ego's will has begun to overpower nature's will.
Pain and suffering, teachers? That sounds cruel.
Cruel? Only when misunderstood. Pain was the body's cry, every ache urging you to act differently. Suffering was the mental siren, a red alert to mend your thoughts and master your emotions. They were never punishments, lakshya, but lessons. Two relentless teachers, walking with you always, never letting you escape the school of growth.
If pain and suffering were my teachers, then why did I still fail? I lived with both, yet I feel I learned nothing.
Because you mistook lessons for punishments, you buried their voices beneath distractions, consumerism, indulgence, fleeting pleasures. Instead of listening, you purchased comfort to numb discomfort. And here lies the irony. Suffering became your silent addiction, for it opened the very door through which you ran to pleasure.
So, you mean every time I escaped into consumption, shopping, eating, hoarding, chasing status, I was actually running away from my teachers?
You were never fleeing from the teachers, only from their lessons. Consumerism was the opium you chose to silence pain and suffering. Yet the greater the escape, the greater their roar. And in the end, what you consumed to forget, consumed you instead.
That sounds terrifying. Are you saying my entire life was just me running away from my lessons?
Not just you, Lakshya. Humanity itself is caught in this chase. People consume endlessly, trying to fill a void that can only be healed by creation, by living their uniqueness, by flowing with life instead of resisting it.
So, doesn't that mean I should never have chased happiness?
You misunderstood again, Lakshya. Happiness is indeed the highest goal of life, but humanity has confused it with fleeting pleasures and laughter with mere entertainment. True happiness lies in the balance between pleasure and sorrow. In fact, it is the absence of both extremes. Pleasure comes, let it come and go. Sorrow comes, let it come and go. You are only the awareness through which these feelings pass. What you can actually sense is pleasure, pain, or neutrality, nothing beyond that. When you stay anchored in neutrality, you escape the trap of both ends.
If that's true, then my entire life feels like a tragic play. Endless hours spent working, earning, upgrading, fighting to look important, to catch attention, to feel significant. And yet, all those trophies of success were nothing but shadows, fleeting and hollow. I see it now, they weren't victories at all, only distractions to silence the emptiness inside me. What a cruel cosmic joke.
Not wasted, Lakshya, only misdirected. Every mistake carved through pain, every scar etched by suffering, was still a lesson, a chance for a wiser retake. Yet the path you chose made you smart, not wise. You learned to outsmart the world, until in the end you outsmarted yourself.
Oh, wonderful. So even my smartness stands guilty now? I spent a lifetime outsmarting to survive in that jungle you call life, and you are telling me that very skill was the trap that stunted my evolution? What a twisted irony.
Survival was never the goal, Lakshya, evolution was. All those possessions, achievements, and validations from others were never rewards, but chains binding you to the dream of Lakshya's life. They were mirrors, even punishments, showing how desire can enslave you. They blinded you into chasing applause outside, while the true source of validation and happiness was always within, in your capacity for undisturbed peace, in gratitude for what you already had. And gratitude itself was born from two precursors, satisfaction and contentment.
How blind I have been. I trapped myself in consumption and the monotonous cycle of daily routines, adding nothing new, surrendering to hurt traditions, hoarding assets and needless information. And in doing so, I abandoned the very reason for my existence, to live my unique expression, to create, and to contribute back to nature. That is the purpose of every being, and I betrayed it.
Enough for now, Lakshya. These truths can be overwhelming, like trying to drink the ocean in one breath. Rest your mind. What I've shown you for now is only the surface of the mirror. Deeper revelations await, truths that will not just answer your questions but dissolve them altogether. We shall continue in the next unfolding.